Hello aspirants, a very warm good morning to each one of you. Once again I am with you. Today we'll dwell on a very contemporary subject, Niti Aayog, particularly for the aspirants preparing for UPSC as well as the State Public Service Commission. This topic is very important for them. Let's try to understand what exactly the Niti Aayog is, when it was established, why it was established, who all are the functionaries who are really important for Niti Aayog, and how does the Niti Aayog function. So Niti means the Niti stands for National Institution for Transforming India. National Institution for Transforming India. What exactly the Niti Aayog is? Niti Aayog is an apex body and also at the same time a think tank of the Indian government to frame the directional and public policy. It is in a body that governs, that formulates all sorts of the public policy related to the people of this country. It was established on 1st Jan 2015 to replace the Planning Commission. If you recall, the Planning Commission was established in year 1950. So that time the Planning Commission chairman was the Prime Minister of India. If you recall, those time in 1950, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru used to be the chairman of the Planning Commission. So the Planning Commission was replaced by Niti Aayog on 1st Jan 2015, and the chairperson of the Niti Aayog currently is Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji. What exactly it does? Niti Aayog focuses on catalyzing the economic development of the country to promote inclusive growth. Mark my words, inclusive growth. It also fosters the cooperative federalism. We shall be talking more about the cooperative federalism, what exactly the cooperative federalism is. Besides all that, Niti Aayog provides relevant strategic and technical advice to the center, states and union territories. Niti Aayog acts as the quintessential platform. It acts as a quintessential platform for the government of India to bring states to act together in the national interest and thereby foster cooperative federalism. So here I would like to define and redefine this cooperative federalism. Cooperative means coordination. Coordination between whom? Coordination between states, coordination between these districts, coordination between the blocks, and coordination between the villages. Starting from the panchayat level to the block level to the district level to the state level and to the central level. So one way you can say this, that Niti Aayog is basically an interface between the central government as well as the state machinery. Now let's move on to the key functions of the Niti Aayog. What are the key functions? Which are the areas where exactly it delivers its worth? Basically, as I said, that the main function of the Niti Aayog is policy formulation and strategic planning. When we talk about the strategic planning, strategic word itself that defines that the planning is for a long term. It's not in a short term goal. So that is how earlier the planning commission, if you recall, Panchvarshiya Yojana, 5-year plan used to be there. But in general, Niti Aayog goes for the 15 years plan, or there are middle plans also for the 7 years depending upon the situation. The strategic and long-term policies and programs for various sectors of the economy are all developed by the Niti Aayog. Thereafter, what exactly it does? Once the policies are formulated, they are all disseminated through the states, and through the states it goes to the district level and again to the block level and the gram panchayat level. But what is going to happen after the implementation of these policies? Who is going to monitor this? Who is going to evaluate the efficacy of these policies? So to monitor and evaluate the efficacy of the policies at all levels, Niti Aayog has got a great team that is dedicated towards this. The policies and the programs development, whatever it is going to take place, this team takes care of this. It evaluates their effectiveness. Now next comes is the capacity building and the knowledge sharing. This is also one of the major job of the Niti Aayog. What it does, it has a great cooperation among the states and all other stakeholders. It promotes the best practices and fosters the great kind of learning. Let's move on to the next part of the key functions. Niti Aayog, basically it facilitates research and data analysis. So basically it has gotten a separate wing. So we will be talking about this, that how the data analysis is done, how the research is being carried out, and what are the evidences based on the data. So the inferences are all drawn by one of the important data collection wing, data analysis wing of the Niti Aayog. Next function is promoting innovation and entrepreneurship, fostering a culture of creativity and startups, promoting competitive and cooperative federalism. Niti Aayog encourages healthy competition among states in various sectors along with a hand-holding approach. Always the Niti Aayog looks at this. If certain policies are not in the interest of the particular state, then the Niti Aayog basically takes care of this and the policies are accordingly revived and again issued. The next aspect which is very important and significant for all of us is sustainable development goals. As all of us you are aware about this, that SDG is one of the prime focus area of the government. So Niti Aayog has the twin mandate to oversee the adoption and monitoring of the self-development goals. Next important function is that international cooperation. Why international cooperation? Because the expertise at the global level, whatever is available, that also the Indian government should leverage it out. That's how the Niti Aayog promotes the international cooperation and partnerships to leverage the global expertise, utilizing their resources and following the best practices for the India's development. As all of us we are aware about this, that the government vision is that by 2047 India should not remain in the list of the developing countries, rather it should be one of the developed countries. So that is how 2047, the Viksit Bharat, the great dream, where all Indians have to participate. The next aspect is very important aspect for any organization. Niti Aayog is 100% transparent and it is accountable to the people of this country. It works with the transparency and takes massive and giant steps to be responsive to the people of India. Now let's try to talk about this. What are the 7 pillars of the Niti Aayog? As I have already said, that it is all basically about the people. As we say in the democratic setup, that the government is for the people, of the people, to the people. Here also, the Niti Aayog always is a pro-people. Pro-people means what is good for the people, what is good for the common people, what is good for the people those who are deprived of, what is good for the people those who are falling in the category of the marginalized. So it is in a pro people. All policies are being driven, being formulated so that the common people can take the maximum advantage. Next aspect is the participation. Participation means participation from the grassroots, and grassroots that comes at the village. So from, as I have already said, that from Gram Panchayats to the block to the districts and district to the state headquarter, and from state headquarter to the center through Niti Aayog. It empowers each individual of this country, irrespective of the economic condition, irrespective of its race, caste, community, sex, etc. Accountability and transparency, we have already talked about this. The chairman of the Niti Aayog is Prime Minister. Then Prime Minister nominates a vice chairperson or the chairman. The vice chairman, chairperson is basically nominated by PM, and as you can see in the photograph, he is Sri Suman Beriji. Honorable Prime Minister also nominates the Chief Executive Officer. And as of now, the Chief Executive Officer is BVR Subramaniamji. Then the Niti Aayog has got full-time members like additional secretary, joint secretary, senior consultant, consultants, youth consultant, etc. etc. There are many people, those who work on the part-time basis. Uh, they are basically the experts from the different area. Besides this, Niti Aayog does have a governing council of the consisting of the chief ministers and lieutenant governors of the union territories. There are, as per the requirements on a need basis, there is a regional council also. The members of the regional councils are also the chief ministers and the union territory lieutenant governors. Let's try to understand the first very important initiative for the people of this country is agri sector, agriculture and allied sectors. Niti Aayog is working on an agricultural transformation index. So how the index can be really enhanced, which will measure the performance of the states across six pillars: inputs, sustainability, productivity, and diversification, and also policy, preservation, processing, and exports, and most importantly, farmers' income and welfare. All the policies which have been made for the agri sector is based on the farmers' income and their welfare. Couple of policies I will just name because of the lack of the time. I will not be able to, broach on the subject in detail. Let's see the first initiative which was taken by the Agri-Sure. The next important initiative which was taken by the Niti Aayog was the Krishi Nivesh portal. This is an initiative by the Ministry of the Agriculture and Farmers Welfare to facilitate farmers and investors both. There are many government schemes for the farmers' welfare through which the investors can avail lot many benefits and they can get the subsidized benefits. Another important initiative which was taken by the ministry as well as the Niti Aayog, Krishi DSS portal. Basically, DSS portal is a geospatial platform for Indian agricultural sector. The next one comes is the National Post Surveillance System. The next one is basically the national agricultural market, because many times you must have found that the farmers, they don't get the right kind of price for their products. So for this purpose, the national agricultural market was basically introduced. Then comes is the skill development and employment generation. From the agri sectors, there are lot many farmers who are not skilled. They are semi-skilled. Some of them are absolutely unskilled. So the government has taken a lot of initiative to skill the farmers so that their productivity and produce can be substantially increased. Employment generation is also one of the major agendas. Agricultural marketing, as I said, that for the agricultural marketing, a lot of initiatives have been taken. And cooperative farming is also one of the areas. The next very important initiative was taken by the Niti Aayog, the data management and analysis. For this, what exactly the Niti Aayog did? Niti Aayog formulated another wing of it, that is called National Data and Analytics Platform, NDAP, National Data Analytics Platform, NDAP. So basically, what is the purpose of the NDAP? The NDAP purpose is to improve access and use of the government data by aggregating and hosting data sets from across India's statistical infrastructure. So all the data are basically collected. They are, as a matter of fact, sanitized, tabulated, and refined, and then thereafter data analysis is carried out. So based on the data analysis, a lot of inferences are drawn. NDAP is a user-friendly web platform that allows users to search, browse, and download data sets. It has got a tremendous data coverage. NDAP covers a wide range of sectors including coal, mines, commerce, industry, education, health, and many more industries. Some of the key features of the NDAP is basically data management and integration on NDAP, including developing data collection strategy and coordinating with the ministries, monitoring key performance indicators, KPIs, what we call is the KPIs of the NDAP. So by emphasizing inclusive and equitable education, Niti Aayog aims to bridge the existing gaps and provide equal opportunity to all children, regardless of their socio-economic background, their caste, creed, or race, or sex whatsoever. The next important aspect is the Niti Aayog is working towards transforming the curriculum for holistic development of uh, all children as well as the youth and the adults wherever it is there for the adult education, higher education, or the secondary education, or the primary education. So at all level, the transformational work is being carried out by the Niti Aayog. Skill development for employability. The most important and the major areas of the concern for this country is the poverty as well as the education. So poverty can be alleviated only by giving the right kind of skilled education. Then Niti Aayog works consistently towards promoting entrepreneurship and innovation. It is also working towards enhancing the digital literacy and technological integration. It is also working towards promoting the inclusive education and reducing the disparities in access and quality of the education both. The quality is very, very important because unless we provide and deliver the quality education to the children and to the youth of this country, the country is not going to really develop. Niti Aayog emphasizes on early childhood education and addressing gender disparity to provide equal access and opportunity for girls. It's a very, very important point of the Niti Aayog. It is also working towards the strengthening educational infrastructure. Most of the places you will be finding that the government schools they don't have the requisite infrastructure. The government has taken note of this and it has created a huge database to work on to this, right from the primary education to the secondary education to the higher education. There's a lot of emphasis on the research and allocation of the fund. For this, lot many agencies are working and the private and public partnership initiatives are also being taken to raise the funding. Enhancement of the gross enrollment ratio in school and higher education both is also one of the major agendas of the Niti. Next important point here is the energy security. For any country which is going to be listed as a developed country, energy security is must. Niti Aayog has given adequate emphasis on this aspect. Niti Aayog aims to enhance India's energy security by reducing reliance on imports and promoting domestic energy production. Important part is production of the domestic energy. This is very important aspect. That is how the conventional fossil fuel is not going to really work because also the India is aiming towards the net zero. It means the carbon footprint has got to be drastically reduced from all across so that it is resorting to the renewable energy in terms of the wind energy, in terms of the hydro energy, in terms of the solar energy, etc. etc. It is promoting renewable energy sources like solar, wind power. It has taken a lot of initiatives like solar parks and rooftop solar programs. Energy efficiency, how the plants of the energy generation should be working with their full capacity and having the highest efficiency. It is focusing on improving energy efficiency in various sectors like including buildings, industries, and transportation sectors. Energy storage, it means that let us say during rainy days, we must have the adequate energy storage. Pilferage of the energy is also going to be reduced because lot many steps have been taken by the government of India and Niti Aayog has formulated lot many policies to prevent the pilferage of the energy. So one side reduction of the pilferage of the energy, the other side is storage of the energy. It means if you have got the extra and additional energy, how we are going to really store for futuristic requirements. Also, Niti Aayog is working towards developing and implementing the energy storage solutions to enhance the grid stability. Technically, the grid stability is very, very important to have the energy storage. It facilitates the integration of renewable energy sources. The another very important and niche area is electric mobility. As of now, the government is promoting electric vehicles on all roads and developing the necessary infrastructure for their charging, also for a shift towards sustainable transportation. Ladies and gentlemen, uh, these are the all major functions and the major initiatives which have been taken by Niti Aayog. Just to conclude this video, I would like to state emphatically that National Institution for Transforming India is doing a great job. It's India's premier policy think tank and nodal agency for economic development that fosters the cooperative federalism. Once again, thanks to Niti Aayog and thanks to the people of this country who are really looking at these policies very positively, and all of us are set towards moving on to see India as developed countries. Thank you. Jai Hind.